Grab a notebook and a pencil, I can show you how we do this. They think I happened overnight, they asking who's the new kid.
The last time I
sat and talked
was like
in front
sat
of a
and
camera.
talking.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to the Stoid podcast. My name's Justoid. Today, we are sitting with...
Baker, a.k.a. Shell Casing.
Shell Casings. Yes, sir. Shell Casings is a videographer, part-time photographer, editor, merch designer.
Used to be, yeah. I want to get back.
You do
drone pilot,
film, drone. Well-versed, man. Where can the people find you on social media if they want to inquire for any of that?
Yeah, so my video page is shell.casing on Instagram. That's really the only platform I'm on besides YouTube. I don't do like Twitter or TikTok yet. I have one, like we've posted a few things on there, but I'm not gonna say like I'm doing TikTok
Avid
or
on
anything
it, right?
like that.
You saw what
That's
I put
kind of
on...
like something I want to hit on today too, just like...
You saw what I put on the RMRP story about the today. Something about it said like all I wanted to do was make music. Now I'm making cringy.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that one yet, but I saw you post that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, yeah, that's a topic that I've been talking a lot about. Is like one thing that I've realized for a while, and one thing that I've been telling like my buddy Choi, who I talk to a lot, and even just like my closer friends. It's like when we were first doing it, you could post on Instagram like a couple times a week, get a few hundred likes, and you're like damn near there. Like if you got like 500 likes, that was something. Yeah. And I saw some clip on someone's story of Cole Bennett talking about this, and he was like, in 2016 to 18, you could wear clout goggles, dye your dreads, get 1,000 likes on Instagram, and
blow up.
Have a label sign you. And it's crazy, and it's true, and it felt like really obtainable and stuff, because not only was not that many people doing it, but I feel like in the TikTok age, because there's more content going out, people have more of their niche things that they're looking for and listening to where when it was like...
They're just listening for that viral sound.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, you, for instance, you got like a good handful of people that are performing today at Summer Smash where the only reason they're there is because they have a viral sound on TikTok.
Yeah.
The ones that go from like 4 to 7 o'clock, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or that eating guy.
Yeah, I mean, I only know the one viral sound. I
didn't
listen to the album.
I listened to the one viral song, and
with Marshawn
the viral
Lynch.
part was in the first like 20 seconds, and then I shut off the song like halfway through.
Got it. Yeah, got the memo.
But hey, that's what some people like right. Whatever. I would say like, yeah, I followed trends when it was around like the SoundCloud wave and shit, but I was telling my buddy Mike that it seemed like even the underground was getting a good amount of love and like putting out good music as well as the mainstream. And there was like around that 2019 period, a lot of bigger artists were putting out albums and stuff as well as
they were hitting
underground artists, and they were hitting, and then they would do small collabs with each other. And like one thing that I always think is crazy is how
you don't see none of that no more.
No, dude. How about Cozy Tapes 2 with
everybody.
Cardi, Uzi, Rocky,
everybody.
And
Yachty.
If you brought that up to Cardi, you probably would be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
His ass doesn't even remember Magnolia concerts, bro. Like, but that's crazy. Like everybody was just rocking with each other. Felt like, and all that music coming out around that time, it was hitting.
Yeah. None of them niggas fuck with Denzel Curry no more, you know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, I still listen to Denzel.
Yeah.
Like, he put out a good album, I think.
Last year.
I think it was last year. I forgot what it's called, but like the cover's blue. It has X-Wing on it and stuff like that. Yeah, that album's awesome. And like I like that, but he doesn't get the same love that he used to. And I'm talking about even a couple years after he put out Ultimate, you know?
Yeah.
Like even 2018, 19, like Black Balloons and all that stuff. Crazy, man. But, I mean, I'm not too into the underground right now.
Right. No, dude. I can't even, like, rock with the underground right now. The whole net spend, laser dim. Like a couple weeks ago, I'm like, who are these guys? You know what I mean? And like, I can't even tell you one laser dim song, but I follow a lot of promoters and just like people we meet from doing shows and shit. They're all like throwing. That's who they're selling right now.
He's the opening
You know what
guy.
I mean? That's who everybody's selling right now. It's
Yeah.
like what Tizo did last year, but you know, he's kind of took that Tizo role and like, and then it's even like, what's Tizo doing right now? You know what I mean? He wasn't on the lineup this year. You would think.
No,
You would
yeah,
think.
You would think he would be. And to the point that we were talking about, like on TikTok and going viral, my friends, they know more about laser dim than me, but they're not doing like what we're
The most,
doing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's, and I would like to think that when all those artists were coming up a few years ago, that a majority of people like still recognize the name and stuff, but I just don't see the longevity for any of those guys.
Nope.
Compared to people like, yeah, you have your little skies and stuff that fall off, which is sad because he was one of my favorite artists. But dude, Trippie Redd, like, I liked some of his more recent albums? Not really.
No.
But
I got a diehard fan, Sammy, my girl's friend, diehard Trippie fan. She was here the other night talking about, I didn't like Pegasus. I didn't like this. Like the last 4 albums she named, she's like, I didn't like any of them. I didn't like Mansion Music. She's like naming all these albums. She's like, but she's like, oh, I'm not going to Summer Smash because he's not there. And I'm like, what do you want to do? See him for the 8th time?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him like a couple times, and
it's coming
plays
from
a
somebody
good
that's
variety.
opened up for him. Like, what do you want to do? Go see him at 8th time? Come on now.
Yeah,
And,
I know.
And I could kind of relate that to myself, like with all the shows we throw. But like, I try to make it different. You know, like
Totally.
each show, like I do a different set. It's not like if I go and it's like I like the artists we're talking about, so it's no shade or anything, right? But like up until last week, Baker, if I was going to a Ski Mask the Slump God show, I could almost guess the set list.
Oh yeah, sure.
With all respect, you could almost guess the set list and like. I mean,
Well,
but he
know
just
what-
dropped his album.
So he's gonna play
A
that,
couple
and then
more
he's-
in there, but he's
yeah.
still gonna do the real hits, you know.
Yeah,
So like,
have to.
yeah.
I mean, that's why, like, when I go to see Trippie Redd or something at a festival, I know that he's gonna play more of the hits than if I went to a concert and he's on tour for that album. I mean,
You're
obviously.
gonna hear that album.
I wish like they could go in their deep cut sometimes though, bro. Like, I wish I could make them
Off
set
the record, yeah.
sometimes, dude. Like,
Just hop off the
Like-
record real quick. DJ, throw
Yeah.
some shit at him.
come on, real quick, just one set list. Give me a shot. Trippie, if anybody from Trippie's crew is watching, let me make your set list one time. I
Be
guarantee
the best
you,
show you've had in
you'll
5
want
years.
me to make another one for you. I'm not kidding,
It'll
bro.
be the best one they've had in 5 years.
It will be.
Hell no.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I want to hear Hellboy.
Oh, that'd be
Crazy.
awesome.
But fuck
I've been
all that.
bumping into everything BOZ recently. And then I always tend to cut it off after Corey hops on the track. She says one bar at the start.
Some
and then
sus ass bar.
Just shut it off after that. We're like,
Hell
alright,
no.
next song.
But tell the people about you, man. Where are you from?
Yeah. So, my name is Ryan, but I honestly haven't introduced myself that way in like 6 years. My last name is Baker, and I've just always been called Baker and stuff. Like, when I was growing up, I would get called Baker in sports, but in high school, my buddies started to call me Baker and stuff. That's besides the point.
Stuck.
So, I'm 22. I live in Montgomery. Really feeling 22. Yeah, that was shot by me.
Shout out Kicks.
Shout out Kicks for always dancing to that whenever the song is on. Shout out Kicks. So I'm 22. I've lived around the area and stuff. Most of my life, I lived in Downers Grove for a bit. I'm an only child.
Diehard King Sosa fan.
Diehard King Sosa fan, diehard White Sox fan, diehard Bulls fan. Go on YouTube, look up White Sox fan gets foul ball stolen at game, and you can see 15-year-old me, and I was going for this foul ball. I think I've shown you it. I was going for the foul ball, and I reach it. I like run a section over because I'm really big. One of my hobbies, I'm big into like autographs, memorabilia, vintage stuff, which I'll kind of get into. And yeah, so I went and got this foul ball. I grabbed it, and then all of a sudden I see a hand grab my wrist. And I'm like, what's going on? And then this lady, this drunk ass lady who was sitting by herself, she was like a 2 on a good day. And she grabbed my wrist, started prying my fingers off of the ball, ripped it out of my hand, and like I'm a respectful guy. I wasn't drinking. I was 15. I threw my hands up. I'm like, what happened? I wasn't gonna punch her or anything. Like I got the head marketer for the Sox. Shout out Brooks Boyer from the Chicago White Sox. He came down and gave me a ball from the 2 announcers from that game. Hooked it up. It was autographed, and then my aunt and I, shout out to my Aunt Jody, we ran out to left field after the game and met the announcers, and they were like talking to us about the play. And then I get home and I'm like all over the post game and stuff, and they're talking about me. And this was like the day before sophomore year of high school too, so I was walking in there with my chest out.
How tough are you?
How tough am I? You got a new bottle of ketchup?
Sure.
It's on!
How could you not?
Yeah.
How could you not?
Yeah.
If I could just run this under some hot water.
Because then the second day of high school, I get a call from WGN saying that they want to interview me, and I left school, went down there and got interviewed and got to sit behind home plate and stuff. So I've had some crazy experiences.
Yeah, White
in
Sox.
that realm. White Sox, Bulls, Blackhawks, Bears. Shout out Caleb. So,
And what got you into filming?
Yeah. So my dad, I would say my dad really got me into filming. Actually, both my parents, they both went to Columbia, Chicago. So they've always just like been in the art space and stuff. My mom, she didn't end up doing that as a career because she has MS disease, so she stopped working pretty early on. My dad stuck with it though. I work at the same company as he does. It's a small production company called Concept One in Downers Grove. We do a lot of corporate videos, commercials, things like that. I've been there for about 4 years, and that's where I've been getting my training. I didn't go to film school or anything. I graduated high school in 2020, so in COVID, and
The vid.
dude, it was like
The vid.
I pay money to sit in my room and take classes, especially when I'm filming. Like if I'm trying to do film or something like that, I'm gonna want to be out doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so that was a waste of money. Growing up, my dad got me into movies early on, and like, yeah, I watched the kids' movies and stuff like that, but I remember seeing stuff like Rambo and Predator and Alien from a pretty young age, and those are still my movies, like my favorite movies. Those, Lethal Weapon, Matrix, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. So
You want to know what I would do?
what?
When I was growing up, they'd watch like Halloween, Jason,
Oh, yeah.
zombie movies. Like, remember this one time, I forgot what movie it was, but the title screen was a bunch of zombies. It was like a foggy white screen. There's a bunch of zombie shadows walking up from the distance, and they were coming up like very slowly. Like it took 2 or 3 minutes for them to get to the front of the TV.
That's pretty cool.
And I was sitting there. I was probably like
Dude,
5
I
or
used
6.
to love stuff like that.
And I was sitting there. I was like, okay, you can press play now. and then I'm waiting, and everyone starts laughing at me and shit because I was bawling. I was like, press play. I was like, hot. They got so close. I was screaming. I was crying.
Man. Dude, yeah, that's one thing I'll miss about our childhood and stuff is like little things like that with the title screens on DVDs when you're about to watch a movie and
Now you just go on Netflix and you see the box and you go
play and that's it.
Let's see if
That's
it's any
it.
good.
But yeah, I want to get more into myself. Like, keep getting sidetracked. I just got a lot to talk about. I've always loved filming funny videos. I have a pretty good, what do they call that?
salmon them?
Digital footprint
Yeah.
from probably like about 8 years old. I've been posting videos on YouTube.
Damn.
It started off, I don't know if this is out there, but I think it was called Brickmaster 10. And I would do like Lego videos and stuff. I would build sets
Like
and
building 'em?
stop motion and post
wow.
them. And then I would do a review about it too. The first video that I ever remember making is with my best friend Casey. And do you remember the movie 2012 that came out? Yeah, for some reason I liked that movie. And we made a Lego stop motion of 2012. And it was like a 2-minute thing. And that's pretty long for stop motion in second graders.
It took a couple weeks.
Second graders too. And we had exploding buildings and cars and boats and all this. I want to find it and like do audio. I did that. And then in middle school, my buddies and we had this YouTube channel called Impressions and Shots. I don't know if you know about this.
You said something about this.
And we would do like fake trick shot videos and stuff, and NBA impressions and NFL impressions. And then we tried doing like a little short TV show and stuff like that. Like it was not that bad. It was not that bad.
Not that bad.
Not that bad. But I've always just done filming. It's kind of been like the only thing that I've been around and stuff. One thing that I always think about, I would be out somewhere in public and like the vibe would be real nice and the setting would look real nice, and I would always be like, I want to capture this moment. And I never, that was just a thought that I always had in my head. Like, dude, one of my favorite, I just think about being at a White Sox game in like 2012 and hearing Homecoming by Kanye, like playing at the Sox stadium. Yeah, bro, and I wish I could capture that moment because it was such a vibe. Like it was, I don't know, it was just right there. And I wish that I could just capture that.
I've caught myself looking out the window and being like, I see this in a music video.
Yeah, dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying too. And then it developed into, well, this would be awesome if I got like a little clip right here of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I got into doing music videos, I guess I'll start off by how I kind of got into music. From an early age, I was around my grandparents and stuff, so I'd always hear like the 60s music. Beatles are my favorite band. And then I would hear like Van Halen, Journey, stuff like that. My hip hop, when I started listening to hip hop, I think the first person I listened to was Run DMC because my dad told me about him. And then that turned into him telling me about like NWA in like 7th grade. And then he just like told me about him.
Fuck the police.
Coming straight from the underground.
Fuck the police.
And then that developed into, I never got too much into Tupac. I've always liked Biggie a little bit more. Like not that I like him more, but I listen to him more.
I know you know more Biggie songs than Tupac songs.
Like I know some
on
of the
a
Tupac
mainstream
songs,
level.
but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know Tupac. Man.
Hell
And
no.
then
Fuck that
so then
nigga.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So then that developed into like Dr. Dre and then Eminem and stuff in like 8th grade, and I listened to a lot of those guys here and there. So it was a good mix of listening to hip hop and like old school hip hop, you know, and classic rock. How I got around to this new age stuff and how that kind of led me into music videos, I'm honestly not quite sure where I picked that up. Like it kind of developed into like Schoolboy Q and Joey Badass and stuff, listening to them. And then one day my buddy Casey showed me Lil Skies. And then I started listening to Lil Skies, and then that's how I started listening to everybody else and Trippy and all them. And
you know how I got into it, bro?
I'm overgoing like the whole X and all them.
The very first rapper out of all of those fucking crazy ass 2015, 2016 SoundCloud rappers, when the very first person that I heard was Lil Uzi Vert, and the very first song that I heard was Money Longer when it was only on SoundCloud with like 56,000 views. And Alex Segares got in my car and we were smoking, and I was driving him home, and at the time, I would only listen to like, cause I didn't have an aux in my car, so I'd only listen to either what I have on CD, which is like ASAP Rocky, Eminem, Big Sean, just like actual famous people, Wiz Khalifa.
Dude, like, that's,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
that's
actual.
that was like 2014, like 15
like
for me.
actual
Yeah.
famous people.
Yeah.
And I was into rap, right? But like, I honestly don't even know where or when I got into those artists I
Yeah,
just
I know
named
what you
either.
mean.
But Alex was dropping them off, and he goes, "Did you hear this new Lil Uzi Vert album?" And I kind of like stopped the car, and I looked at him, and I was like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" He's like, "Lil Uzi Vert," and I'm like, What is going on with this rapper? And like I freaked out. I was like, who the fuck is that, bro? I was like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
And he played it, and I was like, this is trash. I was like, I'm sorry, this is trash. And like, I don't know why. The first time I heard it, it didn't click with me. A couple weeks later,
Yeah, that happens.
Mike Caravan. Oh, and we're already making music at this point. He goes, this Juice World guy. He's like, there's this song, Lucid Dreams or whatever, and it was like a picture of the mouse from Tom and Jerry, and he's like, it's only on SoundCloud. Listen. And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this isn't it either. Like, this isn't it. This isn't good.
I
Like, this is
All
what's
Girls
popping
Are the
up.
Same.
And then, as time went on, bro, probably after Goodbye and Good Riddance, probably what, like 9 months later, I had caught on, and by then, I knew who Kodak Black was, but I thought he was some like mad scientist with goggles and like 8 eyes, and I thought he was like a crazy trench. Like, I thought these guys were like actual characters out of like a comic book. When I heard the names, I'm like, who are these guys? Like, what is going on with the music,
I know
man?
what you're- dude,
I'm like,
yeah.
what's going? It is such a weird time for me. And like, I was going every day, and like, I'm taking drugs, and like, I'm showing up to school. I'm getting in trouble, but all these motherfuckers. Oh, this artist, new music. This artist. Oh, now 21 Savage, Red Ops.
Dude, yeah.
Pull up, roll the window down, and pow, 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 pow. I'm like,
Dude, it was nuts. Everybody was dropping and stuff, and I forgot, like, when I listened to Uzi, I remember when, like, Exor Tour Life came
Yeah.
out and stuff like
And
that.
then you
And then
still
I
had
went
niggas
into
like-
him, and yeah, you're right. I heard about all these guys like Kodak Black and 21 Savage, and then I started listening to them, and some, like, I'm not the
and
biggest.
you still had motherfuckers like Drake and Future trying to keep up, dropping,
exactly.
like, you know what I
Like,
mean? What a
they
time to
started
be
slow
alive,
off
and
stuff. Yeah, and like, dude, with Juice World, I remember my buddy Casey again showed me All Girls Are the Same. The video, we listened to that on the way to school, like sophomore year, I think it was for me, and I thought it was awesome. And then I went to YouTube that night, and then I listened to like Moonlight, My Ex Was My Poison, Autograph, like all those and stuff. I'm like, dude, this guy's awesome. And then I found out that he was from Homewood, where my grandparents live. I'm like, dude, that's what's up. And then, craziest thing that summer, he had an Apple Music listening party for Goodbye and Good Riddance, and I got tickets, and it was like something he posted on his Instagram, because he was that small still at the time. He was like, hey, I'm doing a free show. Like, it was so genuine and shit, because he was so small. And I got the tickets. It was like the day of that I got them, and I drove down there, and dude, it was sick. He performed All Girls Are the Same twice, Lucid Dreams twice, the whole Goodbye and Good Riddance, and he did Legends. Because that was like all that he technically had out besides all the other stuff, you know. I got out there.
all the label shit.
All the label,
all the
yeah,
label
exactly.
shit.
Well, so anyways, in short, like all that, listening to them, I knew that I was liking the music. I was liking videos, like making videos, but I did not know what I wanted to make. So I'm like, why not make a music video? They're pretty cool. And then I worked with this one artist that was from my high school that I found out about. Did my first couple videos with him. He put me on, he introduced me to some of his family members and stuff that made music too. And I started working with them, going to concerts and stuff, put my name out there. And I don't know if you want to get into how we met now.
Yeah,
or if
that
that's
was
something
that was
later.
the next question, because that's just about where you're at in the story. So
Yeah, my buddy Michael, who he's one of my best friends. He was doing this whole video thing with me, like helping out, taking photos, helping out with merch and everything like that. Our buddy Robbie, who went to school with us, what were you guys doing? Valeting cars somewhere? or catering or something like that, because Robbie said that he was working with you somewhere, like valeting cars or something, and he hopped in the car and you said that you make music or something like that. And then he told Mike.
He was working? Or we were both
You guys
working
were
together?
both working.
What?
Did you work a job like that?
No, I've never valeted cars, I don't think.
Maybe.
I don't think I've ever valeted cars.
Then maybe he
I
went in
think
your car, dude.
he was valeting. I don't know what I could have been doing, though.
And then he told my buddy Mike, who played it for me on the way back from school. Kept
Probably
texting
some
me. He kept texting me.
bullshit.
He's like, dude, you gotta listen to this guy. You gotta listen to this guy. So he played the best. And that was the first song that he played. I'm like,
Damn.
holy shit. I had heard nothing like that before. I was so blown away. And then I reached out to you. That's not what we ended up shooting first. Yeah, played. I hit up Justin, probably just like DM'd you on Instagram or something, and then I think the first thing that we did was the Break Free video. And I remember we like pulled up, first time we pulled up to a train station, me, my buddy Sam, and Mike, and then we pulled up on you and Scooter, and then you were busting the car on the highway. You were going so fast. And like, holy shit, we got downtown in like 40 minutes, and we shot around, and from that day forward, I don't know, we've kept working, and I think it's been probably like
I think you
4 or
shot
5 years now.
So, according to your YouTube, the first thing you shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 music videos.
There's some that are private, and
right. So you shot 8 to 10, probably 8
I
to
would say
15,
12, yeah.
8 to 12 music videos before you met me, and then the first thing you're on here, at least, is 5 years ago with 500 views, and it's a Forge Live recap, and it's after I shaved my head.
Yeah.
And Davey was there, and Grant was on stage with me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. And then
I think we shot Break Free first.
Yeah, that was
and
the
then
first
you
music
invited
video.
me to like, hey, come shoot the concert and stuff, you know.
And you just dropped this first type shit.
Yeah, because it was quicker.
Yeah.
I just want to get it out.
June 4th, 2019, the concert recap, and Break Free with 3,500 views.
Damn.
Was a week and a half later, June 15th, 2019.
I had so many people playing that song. So many people telling me that,
Yeah,
like, dude, I'm listening to
A lot
it.
of people told me that was like the song of the summer, like that year.
It was,
like, what they were
dude. It was the
smoking,
song of the
yeah.
summer.
Crazy.
And that year for music was pretty good.
And then you worked with
2019.
2 other people, Drado and KF.
Shout out Drado.
And then you did Wow.
With Mike, yeah.
Yeah. Then you did
Wow's,
the best.
yeah, that was later on, yeah.
Not even that much later. That's only my second one.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, dude, the
Because
best
you
was
wanted to
awesome.
do it. Yeah,
I wanted to do it
yeah.
really bad, and it was perfect when we did it. It was exactly what I wanted it to be.
So the second thing I did was the best, but then after that, you kind of went on a run, like Zoku, Mars Kid, Rico, Drado again, Tay-Wave, like started working with other, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Expanded.
I think you had like the Chance video in there from
Yeah.
someone else.
And that, and I did a couple other things, and I worked with like 1 or 2 other people. Then you did another live recap for me and Grant. The next
The
video.
one in February, you, Grant, and Mike.
This is in
At the
January.
West Chicago?
Yeah, it says WC in
Yeah,
January.
I remember that. That was a good show.
After that, it's me and Fitz's song, which would then be in end of January 25th. The next thing we did together was Recreate.
I like that video.
Still 4 years ago.
That was one of the ones that I just might not have been like the greatest music video song, but for whatever reason, I just
Wanted
came up
to
with that
do it,
story in
yeah.
my head. I just pictured it whenever I listened to the song. I'm like, I don't know, just how we were talking about just capturing the moment and
Yeah.
stuff. It was just one of
That's what you
those.
saw. Then you worked with Choi, Joe, You shot a Glaze Conway and Big Truck Show, interview for me. Then we did Impulsive, Troy again.
Crunchy Black was there
Yeah.
at that Conway show.
Me and Davey, Change My Mood, Instant, Bedroom Stew, myself. Then we went on a run right there.
Yeah, bro.
It was
pretty much from
1,
that
2,
point,
3, 4, 5 in a row.
I've worked with you a lot.
And that was like our I feel like that was like our best run right there. 'Cause
Yeah,
that was like
I know.
that was all not only all in the same year, but back to back. And myself is a hit. Bedroom Stew is pretty much like a one shot. Me
Yeah.
and Davey made that
It's
a
cool.
tradition.
It's cool.
We do our videos. Instant was fun just to like shoot. Change My Mood.
I like
that
that
one's
one.
good. That one's got views. And in Eastbound Cure, everybody likes that.
Everybody likes that.
And then you got
Well, that Eastbound Cure, Impulsive and Eastbound Cure, that was like right after COVID and stuff. So, like, I was going on a tear before. I was making sure I was getting videos out every 2 weeks, and that's
After-
something that
Go ahead.
I'm not doing anymore, and it's been really bad. And it's
just
killed
hard
me,
now.
bro.
You
It's
have more-
hard. It's killed me.
Well, 3 years ago at 19, 18, and 17, when now we're naming all the videos we're talking about, I mean, the responsibility, you could almost cut it in half, maybe even cut 3/4 off.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, you could probably cut it in half. I mean, I feel like I've taken on a lot, especially this year, but like back in these days, like the guy I'm looking at in these thumbnails didn't have to work a job. You know what I mean? His bills
Yeah.
were just paid and he could sit
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
not like that anymore.
Yeah, dude, I
It's
know you're
whatever.
right about that. Because I used to work at Jimmy John's, and I'd be there, and I'd be editing my videos in the back. Because, I don't know, they believed in me. And my first period science teacher, Mr. Foster, shout out Mr. Foster, he would literally just let me edit my videos in class, and I still had like a B because I would get my work done. And then he would be like, hey, I gotta see you after class. And then he'd be like, show me what you were working on. And he's like, that's awesome, man. Have a nice day. It wasn't like, you gotta pay attention.
Buckle down.
He knows it was science class. I wasn't failing or anything. I wasn't even doing bad.
Getting the work done.
Getting the work done, and he liked it and everything. But yeah, dude, like, we went on a tear, and just doing more videos, and doing more content and stuff. We've always just wanted to like do more with each other then,
Right.
you know, like, because I was working with a lot of artists, I'd like to diversify again. That's on me. I got to set the schedule to make the time to do that. But it's like we both know how we work and stuff, so
Yeah, and
it's
not
easy to
everything-
bounce each other.
You
like,
can't be
ideas
dipping
off
into
and
your
stuff.
pockets all the time to do it. A lot of people don't want to pay for a music video. That's a problem.
Yeah, and you know, like,
You
you're
need
like
some
one of my
sort of
good, and
compensation.
you're like one of my good friends.
Yeah.
Now, too. You know, like I
Yeah.
came over here to help you paint your house and everything. Like,
and still, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You gotta
bro.
compensate. You can't.
yeah, like
bro.
doesn't.
Gotta compensate.
Yeah.
Like after those 5, I'm just gonna name the rest. You did the last time, me and Zach, Grant, me and Mike, Words for You when we went to Detroit.
That was a fun trip.
Yeah, now we're 2 years ago. It says probably 3, but
3?
it just hasn't lapsed.
Yeah, not two, like
yeah.
almost 3.
Shout out Cakes and KB, Told Her Live Performance, KB Who I Am, 22, 6.5 K, Justoid Live, Spring at 6:30. That show is fire.
That show was fire.
Broken Chrome Hearts, Trippy Red recap, and that was 2 years ago now. And you went on a bit of a hiatus up until 3 months ago, from the Trippy Red to the Wi-Fi's funeral to Two-Faced, and coming up, Not That Guy.
Not That Guy in July.
Yeah.
I'm really
That's-
well. There's a Hefe video out there on his YouTube.
Yeah.
Like-
and I've
and, like,
posted,
one
I've posted
other,
some of
but
your work, right?
it's
But like,
like-
as far
yeah.
as the brand,
I
brand, you
as far as
took
the
a
branding,
hiatus.
I was going really hard with it when I first started. You know, I remember you and E-Man were talking about in his episode with the whole collective and everything. I know I approached you in that form because I wanted to build a collective. It felt like really possible and everything, and I had a good group of guys around me too that were helping me out. So we were able to take on different roles and stuff. But then, like I would make it, and I still do, but I would really try to make it out to all the shows, network with everybody and stuff. And I don't know, just got burnt out from it. I don't know. I just stopped doing it.
One of my questions that I wrote down earlier for you was gonna be, how do you try to stay motivated when you're feeling, we'll say, burnt out or unmotivated or like quitting, or like the
That's a
things
good
you
question.
do, the things that you do dream about aren't in reach, aren't
Yeah.
actually in reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what
Because
you're saying.
I have some days like that. We were talking on a Popsy last week. I was talking to him about pretty much the same thing almost, and he's like, yeah, I mean, some days I wake up and I'm like, man, the nigga ain't shit. You know what I mean? But like,
Dude, yeah, it's a battle. Like
You
it's a
gotta-
battle, man, because at a young age, felt so easy attainable. You were getting the traction too,
Yeah.
but then you start seeing all these broken promises all the time, like what you guys were talking about. And then you actually realize how kind of difficult it is because you don't have face tats and you don't have red dreads and all that crazy shit because you're yourself.
Honestly, bro, and nowadays, I'm gonna put him on blast. It's not even about who's like making the best music or who's making the
Hell
most
no.
noise. It's honestly about whoever has the biggest investor to pay for the #1 spot on Billboard this week. It's not even about like, oh, this person's this person's
Yeah.
got the most talent, or this person
Dude,
has
no,
the
not
best
at all.
backstory, or even image anymore. It's just
Image.
like, bro, it literally, you don't need the image. When you dropped Ian at the beginning, it looks like Dom's little brother,
Well, I think
and he's
that's-
popping. Like, it's not about an image anymore. It's like it's whoever has the most money to pay for the #1 spot on Billboard, or pay for the
I mean,
rap
he played
post.
into that whole thing well with the album cover and everything, but that's not him being talented. That's just him knowing that he can capitalize on something like that. So, yeah, dude, it's hard when you see stuff like that. The best thing that you can do is just try to owe it to yourself to work your hardest. And I like that's so cliche and stuff, but dude, yeah, it's some days I don't want to do anything, and there was months where I didn't want to shoot, do this and that, but I'm like, do I really love it? Like, this is all that I know how to do. Like, this is what I want to do, and why? Just because I'm down, I should stop? It's really difficult to balance, especially when I'm not one to be posting on TikTok and stuff like that, and then you have to make all those videos and stuff, and that's what separates me from somebody else, because I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I realize that. But do I want to give up myself as a person, like being my authentic self, just to like blow up like that? You know what I mean? Like, I know it's necessary, but
I'm trying, and that's like kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to post more without being what you see online. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying
know what
to
you're
trying to
saying.
find like different avenues. Like, I'm trying to do more, while I feel like I don't know, dude. It's hard for me to keep going sometimes, especially when it feels like I'm the only one that's putting in work as far as like a team effort. And it's not like I can blame anybody, or I'm saying, oh, I need somebody to do more, because a lot of the things that I do, sadly, are things that if I wasn't doing them, I'd still be going to the person I asked to do it to make sure it happened, when I could have just done it myself. You know what I'm saying? So like, I do it to myself, yes, right? But is it more of that, or is it more of I'm not surrounded by the right group of people, or
Yeah.
I'm asking too much of somebody that isn't willing to? Everybody was on the same page and was able to have the same like fire rate, attack
like
time.
willpower to do
Yeah,
it.
not
Yeah.
like, and I get everybody's got their highlights here and they're not so good at this, right? But like, you can't just be good on like a show face occasion. Like, you need to be able to put in work, like, behind the scenes and dig your nails into the dirt, you know what I mean? Give that extra push, you know what I mean?
Well, and that's when I was really seeing my own growth, was when I was really driving in and going to all these small shows and keeping up with all the songs that were coming out and all the artists and things like that, all the pages that were posting. And when I haven't been doing that, then I've just been slacking off all the way around.
And if you don't post for like a week or something, and you just like do anything, you fall out.
Oh, dude, you
fall
fall
the fuck out fast.
You fall out fast.
Yeah, dude. You lose a lot. The algorithm completely throws you off, and I'm stuck in like the 2,000, 3,000 view jail. I can't break that for some reason. All the reels that I post for the pod, you get like three, maybe three's the most on E-Mans, and it's like, that's cool, and it gets like 150 likes, right? And I guess it transfers into 10% of the views, which is like what you would expect. It's like 150 views, right? But like, and that's enough to make me want to keep doing it, especially when I'm sitting down with people that I fuck with and having good conversations.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not much of a problem. But like, to have somebody else edit it or be able to like step in and help or do something, like, because right now I even have 4 vlogs and 2 podcasts, now 3 with this to edit, and it's like, yeah, I could give it to somebody else to do, but then if they send it back to me and it's not in the same format or the same way that I've been doing the other 13 or 7 episodes, then I'm gonna have to ask for all these critiques, and then you're gonna be looking at, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're gonna be looking at me, and I don't know, man. It's just hard. It's hard for me to give responsibility to others, because at the end of the day, I think the issue is I don't want to yell at anybody for doing something or being late on something that they're doing for free. Because you could say I set too high of expectations maybe, but in my mind, if you told me
what you need.
Yeah, if you told me that you got something and I gave you a day and like, maybe by this day, and you're like, yeah, easy, and I hit you up that day and like you're like ignoring me, or like, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not helping me, you're not helping yourself.
No,
like,
not helping anybody
get forward. And
no, dude, and I'm trying to be better and work on that.
I do it too.
Trying to be more upfront and stuff, but
we all got a lot going on. You know what I mean?
It's not even that. It's just prioritizing it more and stuff, and doing the hard work and knowing that's going to pay off.
Yeah.
It's what it is. Instead of slacking off, because bro, I would put everything off to the side to work on my videos and stuff for a little.
Yeah,
like
if
everything,
it was paying,
everything.
You know what I mean? Imagine if it was paying, you could just do that. And
well, I'm talking about like when I first started. Like, I wouldn't go out and do like I lost some connection with some of my friends because I would just be locked into my basement
doing videos
and stuff.
Yeah.
I still grind out videos and stuff, but having that repetition and keeping it pushing each and every day, it's a struggle. It's not like you're like, this past week I've been feeling really great, but I got to think about the other weeks where you weren't, you know? So you got to find that balance, and whether that's like with God or meditation or coming up with a schedule and stuff, like, you got to find what's right for you, you know?
Exactly.
And like,
I'm trying to get it in where I fit in, but
yeah,
some weeks I dread getting on CapCut and editing some shit, and other weeks I'm like, all right, let me lock in on this for 3 hours.
Yeah, same here. Like, I got home pretty late last night, and then I started editing Not That Guy right away. It was like already 11 o'clock at night, and I stayed up for a while, but any other day last week, I wouldn't have even wanted to do it after 5 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Right. What's your, what would you say your favorite moment from shooting music videos has been?
First one off the top of my head, it has to be the Trippie Redd concert. Not only did he dap you up, but he's one of my favorite artists, and to like
shoot him in the pit,
to be front and center and film Wish and capture that on camera. I couldn't have asked for anything. Could have asked for anything better. Like, It was unbelievable. It was so cool. I kept watching that clip over and over, and
That whole day was
still one
like,
of my favorite moments.
imagine if we were doing Stoid then, and we'd got the whole like
the whole
encounter with
car
the
and
cops and just everything, and hitting the logs and
going into
pulling up
with the
and-
camera, going
yeah.
into the gas station.
and then getting dressed in the venue in the back, like behind the whole crowd, like getting like down to my underwear, changing,
Yeah, and then
packing it up, and then running around, getting wristbands.
Oh, yeah, into the
and then
back.
go pretty much going right on stage right away.
Yeah,
And while
pretty
I
much.
was changing, y'all had to set up the cameras because I'm like, I'm going now. They're waiting because there's nobody on stage. They're just waiting.
We got a little delayed, and yeah, and then capturing that was awesome. And then backstage afterwards, like out back and stuff, and then we saw him and his whole crew at the IHOP by the hotel, and then I left at 6 a.m. to go back downtown for like that MS walk for my mom. So I would say that's probably the coolest moment, shooting the WoW video. We were in my buddy Mike's neighborhood that we grew up in and stuff. And me and like my 3 best friends were there, and we were listening to that song nonstop, and we just like we collabed all in
Thinking
the video
about
and stuff.
what you're gonna do.
Oh, actually, no, probably my best editing moment, you could say. I would edit videos at Mike's house on Fridays after I would get off of work, and I was editing I think it's my second video. It's called Gotta Talk.
Okay.
With Kid Flair. It's pretty cool. I still like it to this day. That was like the first one that I shot in downtown Aurora and stuff.
You remember we used to go over to his house and you'd sit in his basement room. And
Mike's?
just edit, yeah, and just edit.
Yeah,
And
dude,
all
that's
you sit there,
that's
yeah.
what I would do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Go to school, come home from school, go to work, go to his house and edit. And it was like, when I was cranking out those videos every 2 weeks, I had a set schedule. Like, all right, I got Jimmy John's,
Shoot
and then
this
I'll
guy.
leave, and then I would make sure I shot on this Saturday, and then be wrapping up the video that I just shot the
week before,
previous
yeah.
week and stuff. So I was editing this video, Gotta Talk, and I plugged in the HDMI cord into my laptop because I was using an older Apple Mac at the time where they still had like the HDMI port, the old charger and stuff. So I plugged it into his TV, and his TV was pretty old, and it looked all grainy. And I'm like, dude, that looks really cool, but it doesn't look like that on my TV, or on my laptop. Why is that? And then I stared at it, and then I matched the exact look that I got on his TV into the laptop, and it just made the whole video better. And it was like, I remember I was just really happy about it, and I'm like proud of myself. Just a cool memory.
Like you made like an overlay and
Yeah, it was an overlay. It was just some noise, and like I changed the colors and stuff like that. But
hues.
it wasn't so much noise. Like if I didn't see it on the TV and try to like copy that same thing, I would have overdid it.
Yeah.
But because of how I saw it on the TV, I was able to match it exactly. It was cool.
Damn. So, all right. I got one more question for you
Yeah.
that we can dive into before we wrap up here.
Yeah. But I hope I'm on again.
Oh yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. And if we do, so obviously we just dropped the one with the 4 of us.
Yeah.
I called it Concert Chronicles. So if we ever do like openers or like even at like an RMRP event, if time permits, and we show up like early enough, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. 'Cause most of our shows are on Friday.
Yeah,
And if we're gonna
yeah,
film a
totally.
podcast in the morning
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Friday, we might as well just do it at the show if we can. So like if we were at like Latuna, we'd set up like chairs right in front of the stage with the banner
That'd be
up
cool.
top. And you film with 4 guys right there while people are setting up. You got the mics.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised it was the first time I gave it a yeah.
I went to Elmhurst University.
Back at age 23.
Cause I get money, and you can't touch me. What's up? It's your boy King Sosa.
If you don't know who he is, I don't know how you
You're
made
in
this far.
store.
You
Man, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Baker, aka Shell Casings, aka the Barracuda. Thank you for joining us this week.
Yeah, dude, this
Your
is
time
awesome.
is greatly appreciated. You can find Baker on all social medias at
shell.casing, which is where I post my work at.
Yes, sir.
I
YouTube
also
shell
sell
casing.
vintage clothing. I
Yep.
dabble in
Baker Street
that.
Vintage. Go
Baker
ahead.
Street Vintage.
Go ahead. Plug what you need to plug.
Yeah, so that's Baker Street Vintage on Instagram. I've done a few events, mostly at Illinois Vintage Fest. You've came out a few times. It's good. It's a great community.
Yeah.
And my personal Instagram, I believe it's Baker Dude with 2 R's.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see me, don't call me Ryan because I look at you crazy. Just call me Baker.
Yeah, I'm crazy
know
as
what's up.
hell. Donkey. Well,
Thanks for having me on, bro.
yeah.
I hope to do more of these.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope
You'll
I
be
explain
back.
myself well.
Yeah, it went well.
And I'm ready for more episodes and help keep working on this podcast. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's small. We're just gonna. Right now it's for fun. If it catches on, I mean, that'd be dope.
Yeah, dude, it would be awesome. And this is my first time really in front of the camera, and I don't even know when. So
July 26th. That's right, July 26th has just been announced. We got a show. RMRP is hosting their 3rd event in Aurora, Illinois, at the Town. That's right, we'll be at the Town in Aurora, Illinois, from 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. This event is 21 plus only. Tickets are free. Make sure you head over to the See Tickets link down in the description. Claim your free tickets. September 13th, we got a show at the Piazza. That's right, the Bone Thugs and Harmony show has been rescheduled to September 13th. September 13th. Make sure you head over to the link in my Instagram bio, grab your tickets, use discount code RMRP for some money off on your tickets. Discount code RMRP. From the whole Stoid and RMRP team, stay up, stay blessed, and stay safe.
Peace. 23. Cause I get money and you can't touch me. Shout out to all my palm girls. Yes, you're keeping gorgeous with your